What's up, everybody? Psych Out back here again to put together another Castle Crush video. And this one I'm going to show a different deck that I've been playing in some of these, what do you call them, nature mode games. First I'm going to show a couple, maybe 3 games, the last 3 games I've played with it. This gives you a sense of the deck, and then and maybe I can talk a little bit of strategy, and then I'm going to play some live games with it, and maybe we'll finish up with one game with my regular deck. This deck is based on a deck that was made very popular by Madam L during the last tournament. Madam L did really well with it, and it's centered in large part around the freeze and the angel. So here, early on the deck can be a little slow. So here I'm looking at that golem thing, and that's a great target for my vampire. So I'm just waiting for a chance to eat that up with my vampire. So I decided to go now. Because of these nature heal games, your vampire doesn't die that quickly, and I thought this was going to be pretty good. And I used the Inferno to kill the, and notice here the shaman is gaining life back, which is great for me. I put the spike statue down so that they can't get to my shaman, and I've got the angel behind my vampire, which is great because it's healing up the vampire, and it's going to be able to fend off lots of these. But I go ahead and freeze here anyway because I just don't want more skeletons coming, or something like the Skull Queen, which he plays here. And at this point, unless my opponent has Inferno, it's pretty much over, because I've got the Vampire and the Executioner of the Castle, full health, Angel behind them. There's really nothing, as you see here, that he can do to stop this attack. Yeah. And so this combination works really well. If your opponent doesn't have Inferno, which I think my opponent didn't have here, they're pretty much dead. Yeah. So I don't really know how my opponent was going to stop that. Only the Fan Dancer can get to the Angel, but that would be, even that's going to be tough in this mode where nature heal mode where everything's healing. So this game is against Mr. X. And if you look at our card levels, which I'll show after the video, you can see that I'm pretty out leveled here. Also, he's got about 1,500 more castle health than I do to start. So basically, that means I'm going to need a pretty darn good game to have any chance of winning. So we got a good draw because we got a crystal, we got the Hollow Knight. Kind of really wasn't sure what to do here because and I screwed this up. I should have played it more out in front. The Druid, that level 10 Druid's really strong, especially on this game mode. And so I finally decided, okay, let's freeze it, and my opponent pushes back, which is pretty sensible to do. I put the Shaman in the top lane, thinking that my opponent would assume the Shaman is backing up my Hollow Knight, and then use something like a Demon on it, which is exactly what he did. So now the opponent did correctly guess that the Shaman was in the top lane. I'm using Inferno just to start to kill some of this stuff, but my opponent is using freeze as well, so we've got our work cut out for us here. The Vampire, again, in this game mode is really effective. I mean, you'll see that this game gets pretty dicey for me. I thought for sure I was going to lose right around here. I'm in pretty big trouble. Just killing everything. Okay, but the Vampire does fine against this Jester when it's back up against the castle. My opponent froze again, but a little bit too late this time. And now I'm doing okay here. We're sitting okay. I've got 2 dragons in my hand. I've got the Angel now. Of course, my opponent does have Inferno, which is, actually it's 2 Infernos, which is difficult for me to deal with. But as you'll see here, I'm going to back this up with the Angel and the Shaman, which is going to do a lot of work on that dragon. And basically, my opponent's got no chance to cut through there. Basically sacking the middle lane, saying I don't really care if he gets me in the middle lane because I can always get that back if I want. Okay, so we've still got a nice setup with the Angel and the Shaman, and I drew a freeze here, and just makes good sense. So there I actually waited to see if my opponent was going to play the freeze, and he did, so then I played mine after. And then I drew another freeze, which was critical, because this allowed me to just basically clean out that lane. And we're doing work, tons of work in the middle lane right now anyway. Got a third Hollow Knight coming up there, and now my opponent gets some not so great draws and is in big trouble. Really needs the Inferno or a Dragon. Doesn't have it. So there's the Inferno, but it's too late. So that's how we got the win there, and that happens a lot with this deck. You're not really dead. You can come back quite a bit. And again, if we compare levels, you know, my opponent has epic level 7s. I have level 6 at best. My opponent has level 4 Dragon. I have level 3 Vampire to my level 2. Level 11 Executioner. Mine's a level 9, 2 levels below. So yeah, I mean, I think we were pretty outnumbered there, but through some luck and decent play, we got the win. So now this opponent's playing a pretty similar deck here. So we'll watch this one, and this will be the last one we watch, just to give you a sense of the deck. Now, Madam L's deck in the tournament wasn't quite like this. I don't think Madam L was playing Shaman in the deck, but I really like it. I think it combos nicely with the Spike Statue, which again, my Spike Statue is not that strong, but it's okay for right now. Alright, so here I think I played pretty terribly to start this game. Yeah, kind of like the last one. I didn't play very well. I don't really know what I'm doing with the Angel here, just kind of holding ground. Okay, so they killed the Angel, so alright. But I do have my, what is that, the Vampire with its back to the wall. I throw down the freeze just in time. And now I'm going to come back with the Vampire. My opponent has the Vampire of his own. I'm out of freezes, but I thought I'm going to Inferno it and kill it. But my opponent used the freeze. If I had known the opponent was going to use a freeze, I certainly wouldn't have wasted my Inferno there. So that was pretty bad, and I'm too slow with that freeze. That's pretty bad. And I don't know what I'm doing here because the Shaman's really not going to take this out in time, especially now that they've been Infernoed and frozen. So this is all looking pretty bad. Thankfully, I drew the Dragon, which is kind of a savior for me here, plus the Shaman, which again can do some work. Now, I had the Angel behind the Dragon, which is a nice combo, but my opponent stopped that pretty quickly. Again, the Shaman works well because of the regain in health. You know, usually they can take a Shaman out, but with this regain in health mode, it's pretty effective. So my opponent has the freeze here, nothing I can really do. Played the Black Knight just to get more control of the bottom lane, because I know I can't do anything in that middle lane right now. So my plan is just to wait until I can deal with that middle lane, and now I'm going to deal with it. So I'm going to let my Vampire get a couple hits in, and then freeze. Now, my opponent played a Dragon in a really bad spot, because when the Dragon was on the way down, my Black Knight was pounding on it. And again, in this regain health mode, that's a real problem, because your cards regain health and they don't die. So we're doing pretty good here. I needed to play that Inferno to kill that Phoenix Egg, but I guess, oh no, my opponent played the Inferno, I didn't play that. So the Phoenix regrew itself, but the plan here is to do this combination where I put the Spike Statue in front of my Shaman and let my Shaman go to town while that all works out, and then the Executioner steps in as well. So I'm doing pretty well. I'm getting control of the bottom lane and the middle lane. Top lane's a little out of control, but I've got the Dragon coming. And now my opponent's in big trouble. I'm not really sure why my opponent's not playing those extra crystals and just taking the extra life from them. It just makes sense to do that, but opponent is not. So now my opponent's in pretty big trouble. Good use of the Dragon and the freeze there, but I've got a freeze, and of course I waited to play mine second, followed by a Black Knight, which is going to do some work on the Dragon. And we've got such a big threat up there. Even without the freeze, I think we'd have gotten through in the top. But in the meantime, we were crushing them in the other two lanes. So, okay, so that was the first 3 games. Let's open this silver chest while it's here. And let's open a gold chest next. Maybe I should have waited. Okay, so let's play maybe 2 or 3 games with this Madam L sort of power deck. It's the Angel power deck. I think pretty sure that's what I have set up here. have a pretty high rated opponent here. Not a great draw, no crystals. Okay, here's the angel. Okay, good luck. Alright, there's your crystal. A lot of times with this deck I kind of want to see what my opponent's going to do. Wow, they have a very strong Hollow Knight, level 4. So let's see. Okay, my opponent is probably playing some kind of a Reaper deck. So let's try to stop this. Will the angel do it? I hope so. I hope so. Yes. Okay. That worked. And that's one of the reasons we have the Inferno in this deck, is to stop the Black Witch. Okay. Yeah, just in time. And if my angel can get up there, yeah, I think my angel is going to get up there. Yeah, and my opponent's going to be in big, big trouble. Because even though they're getting that lane, the angel healing everything up is just going to just wreck their world. And here comes a Black Knight. Good game. And it's all over. So that's the combination that is pretty devastating. If your opponent doesn't have Inferno, which I don't think my opponent had, they were pretty much dead in that situation. So that's kind of how this deck works. Let's play another game or two. And what's interesting about it is that my cards aren't that high leveled. I mean, you look at my Spike Statue. It's not a very high leveled card. It's only level 7, I think. Good luck. Okay, so I'm just waiting to see what my opponent does here. I could play something. Usually at this point I throw out a Spike Statue. Okay. And you can play it up at their wall. You can use the Spike Statue to try to take down. Notice in this heal mode, okay, my opponent plays a Spike Statue there. Well, I'm going to play my angel here. I don't know. My opponent might try to come after this. We'll see what happens. This will be interesting. And let's go. And do I really want to go all in on this lane? That's what we have to ask ourselves. I think I do. Especially now that they've played a dragon. Oh, no. Okay, so that stinks that my angel's gone. Okay, and they're going to fry everything with the Black Witch. Alright. Okay. And these Dryads are just so nasty up here. I'm telling you, man, they are just ridiculous in this mode. Alright, there's a freeze to save us from this baloney. Okay, here we go. Man, this is going to be a tough battle, I can tell you. I can tell. Yeah, Mud Elemental, super strong in this mode. I said that earlier today, but I've still yet to play a game with the Mud Elemental. And I can tell you this is going to be a pretty tough opponent to beat. Okay, did we kill one Mud yet? Yeah, we killed one. Here, we'll try to kill this other one too. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Go here. We'll go here. Here. Okay, my opponent is once again going to throw that down. Okay, we got the double Black Knight. Right over here because we don't want to deal with these things any more than we have to. We do have one dragon at the castle, so this could be good. This could be good. Let's throw the angel down here. That might seem funky. Go here. There we go. Double Black Knight. Yeah, it's all over. Good game. Alright, so, you know, it seemed like we were in trouble for a while, but we came back and won. That can happen a lot with this deck. Alright, one more, and then we'll play a battle in normal mode. Probably get beat. Okay, an AP player. Rar, rar, rar. Good luck. Okay, so what is this person be playing? AP players, so it's probably Reaper. Yeah, okay, great. Here it comes. Ugh. Ugh, it's Reaper and I have a bad draw. Alright, let's throw this down. Okay, he's playing the Spike Statue too. Now the problem is these darn things heal themselves up in this game. Yeah, there we go. I don't think that's going to do anything. I'm not sure why he did that. Okay, well, shoot. Alright, how am I going to deal with all this mess? Guess I'm going to go here for right now. I'm probably going to need a miracle. Holy cow. Alright, we got to freeze it right now. Jeez Louise, my opponent is doing massive damage to me up here. I got to throw down the Spike Statue. Gotta throw down the Spike Statue. Throw down this. I come with freeze. Hopefully this is enough to do it. Angel just in case. Yep, there we go. Good game. We got the win. So we had to pull out some resources there. That was interesting. I haven't played a UD deck. I thought it was going to be a Reaper deck, but it's an Unchained Demon deck. So yeah, so there we go. So that's kind of how this deck works. I mean, you can play it multiple ways. The Spike Statue can be sort of a card to block for you offensively, but also defend your castle, as we saw there, defensively. And you saw how critical the freeze is. I used them both to save the day there. Okay, so yeah, that's mostly this deck. I'm going to play one more regular battle. I'm not going to play with this deck. Am I? Okay. Alright, you're so persuasive. Alright, I will try to play one regular battle with this deck. I'm probably going to lose. My cards are not that high for the opponent levels I'm going to play here, and I do think the deck performs a little better in this nature mode where everything gets extra healing. But we'll see how it performs for me here. Maybe we can get a game. Alright, here we go. Alright, decent draw because we got a crystal. We have both of our freezes. One Spike Statue, which is always good if your opponent's playing a Rush deck or a Reaper deck, something like that. I don't recognize this opponent well enough to know what deck they're playing. I do recognize the opponent's name, but I'm not sure of the deck. Okay. Play a statue. You know, this stinks because my statue's losing life now. I'm not used to that. Regular games, they don't lose life. Okay, so I think I'm going to go here. Okay, and that kind of stinks. Alright. I think I'm just going to lose my angel and not worry that much about it. Because, okay, I don't know how much I care about that happening there. Let's bring this out. No, too slow. Too slow. Alright, here we go. I'm going to need, okay, Spike Statue, perfect. Perfect. No, too slow. Gosh darn it. Just too slow today. Too slow with all my things. Okay, there we go. This should kill that, so that's good. No, I didn't kill the big ugly monster up there. Shoot. Okay, there we go. This will be okay. Okay, maybe it'll be okay. Okay, we gotta go here. Darn it, I thought I had killed that thing. Shoot, I thought I had killed that. Oh, terrible. Terrible news. Okay, we gotta go here. And then we're gonna go Executioner out front here. We gotta go Angel behind. And I need my Black Knight pretty badly. Come on, Black. Oh no, oh no, no, no. No, where to freeze? Freeze here, freeze here. Forget about all this other stuff. Okay. Here we go. We got a chance. Okay, he's gonna go there. I'm gonna go right here. We're gonna go right here. We're gonna stop all of this attack. We're gonna stop his attack. And there's nothing your little arrows can do because I've got the angel and it's all over, baby. Oh yeah. All right, good game. That was pretty awesome. So again, a lot of games work out that way where you can get yourself looking like you're in a lot of trouble early and then make big comebacks. I mean, that's just, it's a little bit of a slow deck, but once it gets control, it can be pretty hard and pretty hard to stop. So anyway, that's this deck. I thought it was a pretty cool deck. Let me show you the person I'm talking about who really, in my view, is sort of the inventor of the deck. Maybe somebody else will take claim for it, but Madamel's actually not playing it right now, but played it pretty extensively during the last championship, finishing 4th overall, and a lot of people were copying that deck. If we go look, let's go look at the top players. Let's see, I'm pretty sure there's some top people, like I think CP3 is using a version of it, yeah. So there's a version being used by CP3, which is pretty similar to mine, except instead of double executioner, I had 1 executioner, 1 shaman, which I kind of like. Anyway, and again, notice the card levels here. The card levels aren't like super extreme, yet this player has 7,000 trophies. So this deck is definitely playable and can do really well. Hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye-bye.